No
Definitely.
worries. So the 135 indicates that they have an out-of-pocket portion for today's scheduled procedure. So it's an estimated, unposted estimated patient portion for today's procedures that are scheduled. And then the patient also has a past due balance of $37. So I'm going to ask them to pay $172. I can collect that payment right at the desk. So however they want to pay, I can post it right from here. Or with our Denticon Pay and our Denticon Practice communications, patient communications, you can click this SMS button. It will send a secure link to the patient, and then they will be able to pay on their phone. I'm trying to get a screenshot really quick. Oh, it's open to my other screen. Sorry. So they'll basically be able to click a link and make a payment, and then it will auto post to the ledger. So that will
And
be
Ashley, is that so? That's with Denticon Pay. Is that?
correct.
I don't know if we're using this or not. The same way with Open Edge.
So it would be with KeyBank, right, Johnny?
Yes, KeyBank is with Denticon Pay, but if are you already using Open Edge?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you have that integration now. So every new client that comes on board would use Denticon Pay. You guys being Kids Dental and you're already on Denticon with Open Edge, I can look into it of what we would do with you, but we're not moving anybody, aggressively off of Open Edge right now. So me and you can touch base on that with Clark afterwards.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
But you should be able to do this all right now.
Okay, yeah, I think we can. Just wanted to check if there was a difference between that and Denticon Pay.
Yeah, we're just going to have a deeper integration with Denticon Pay, more options, and the roadmap is going to be with Denticon Pay and our partnership with KeyBank going forward.
Also here I can ask whether it's mom, dad, or child, or if it's an adult patient for their updated, if they are willing to share their email address, and I can update right from here. I don't have to leave the screen to do that. Cell phone on file is good. Eligibility looks good. Medical history is outdated. So you can customize when you want the medical history updated, whether that's every visit, every 6 months, or every year. You can determine that. And every time it passes that date, this will turn red. So again, with the Denticon patient communications, with the texting feature, I can text out a link for them to complete their medical history. They can fill it out on their phone, hit save, and by the time we take them back, it'll already be in their chart. So that can be for what other forms you want here as well. So you can customize that. This is telling me that no progress notes have been entered and nothing's been posted to the ledger, but the patient does have a follow-up appointment.
And Ashley, there's a question about the payment option. Does it notify us that the payment was made? And then is it live real time?
So it does post to the ledger in real time, and then you would run a report to see all of the payments that were made online. Or
So after the payment's made, we would go and we send it to the parent. She pays it, and then we go to the ledger to verify that it's there.
correct.
Okay.
And then with the texting of consent forms, it's kind of the same thing. So let me find a screenshot really quick. So like I can text out a bunch of consents to mom or dad. They can see what's pending on their own device. And then once they confirm, I think it's last name and zip code, then they can sign all of these consent forms. You can send up to 10 at a time. And then it will come back signed and saved in Denticon. Oh, that's the same one. I'm trying to find the one that shows completed. Ding, ding, ding. So there's the ones that are approved. So you have the ones that went out, mom or dad signed them, and now they're all approved. These are all now in the patient's chart, signed and saved as PDFs. So you can now text consent forms, treatment plans, and they'll sit in the patient's document portal. And then it'll come back into the patient's chart. So if you are in an operatory with a patient, you could essentially text the consent to whomever's waiting in the lobby or whatever the case may be. You don't have to have them walk back into the operatory to sign. Any questions there? And then we do have a Smart Assist a report card. So at the end of the day, you can run this and see who's checking patients in or out. Are they getting everything that we're asking for? And then there's going to be a percentage here at the bottom.
Is every office currently using Smart Assist, or is this something new?
OMs.
I think this is new.
New? Okay.
This is new.
Perfect. And I'll reach out to your customer service manager, Corey, and do a debrief with her afterward. Then I can set up a call and run through any things that you need assistance with.
All right, let me get out of here. So let's talk about Denticon patient communications. So I don't know, also don't know if you guys learned, this happened almost a year ago. The toolbar is completely customizable. Are you guys aware of that?
No.
No.
So you go to setup and you go to custom toolbar, and then you can customize your own toolbar. Basically, you're just saving shortcuts to things that you utilize most frequently in Denticon. So if you wanted to if you wanted to standardize the toolbar, you absolutely can, or you can have custom ones for things, again, that you utilize most frequently. And that's going to be under the setup drop down right here.
Ashley, show them
And-
real quickly. Oh, go ahead, doctor.
Can this be customized to the specific user, or is it across the board for everybody?
Either way. So you can either assign a, let's say, back office assistant toolbar to every back office assistant, or you can allow them to create their own.
Oh yeah, that's going to be helpful.
Yeah, because everybody kind of uses different things more frequently, right? So I demo everything, so I have a bunch of icons. Most people probably wouldn't have everything that I have here.
Ashley, I was going to say real quick, show them. I know it pops up now when they log in, and on the right it'll be like announcements and things. Show them where the release notes are, and make sure everybody knows the help portal, which is basically a Denticon Google if you've never used it.
So under the help dropdown, you have release notes. There was one for today. I have already opened it, so it's not going to appear again, but it's basically showing you what got released over the weekend. If you're taking managed care plans, there was a capitation clerical enhancement, and it came from one of our users. So that light bulb lets you know that this enhancement came from an actual Denticon user, and it got enough votes that we actually went in and made a change to the program. And then any other things that have changed this sprint. So these happen about, you can see once a month, about every 4 weeks. We'll do a pre-release note, and then we'll do a release note. And it usually happens on Saturdays around 11 o'clock Pacific time, 11 p.m. Saturday Pacific time. So you'll be able to see those. They usually pop up automatically for you. And then you can choose to read it and then ignore it at that point. And then the get help is the Google of Denticon, in my opinion. Like I said, I've been here almost 5 years and I still utilize this sometimes. It's really, you can ask it any question and it will come up with answers. And then if you can't obviously find the answer here, you would submit a ticket.
Perfect. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. Let me go back to my page. So I'm going to go over Denticon patient communication. So again, I have it saved on my toolbar, but if somebody doesn't utilize it very often and doesn't want it on their toolbar, you can simply go to utilities, launch, and then launch it right here. So either way, but I'm going to go ahead and click here. So this is all thing patient communications. So this is going to be your appointment reminders. This is going to be your ad hoc announcements, marketing campaigns, recurring campaigns. And I hope my internet didn't go down because it went down on Friday. Let me stop sharing really quick and see if that will help. Here we go. Okay. So this is going to be all of my appointment campaigns, all here. So you have like appointment reminders. Maybe you send out save the dates. If they miss an appointment, they automatically fall into this cadence. If they cancel and don't reschedule, they'll automatically be put into this cadence. So you can customize these however you choose to. So if I want to take a look at this appointment confirmation, for example, I can click on the eyeball and it's going to show me that this is for all patients basically in 2 offices. So you can choose up to, currently it's up to 5 locations at a time, but I know it's moving to 20 locations at a time that you can regionalize, I guess, your campaigns. So in this case, this particular campaign has 4 touch points. So the first one they get 2 weeks before, they get a text message reminder that they have an appointment coming up. Then they'll get an email and it alternates, or you can have it alternate between text and email, all text, all email, however you want to do it. And it will go out until the patient confirms the appointment or until the parent confirms the appointment. That confirmation will write back into Denticon. So it will let you know that the appointment is confirmed. And then you can run a report on that right here. So you can see how many people confirmed, how many are still unconfirmed, how many emails were opened. If text messages didn't get sent, why did they get sent? There's reporting tied to all of that. This is a demo environment, so nothing really goes out live, but you can see the reporting is going to be there. If I wanted to see all of my unconfirmed appointments that are still remaining, where is that going to open? Other screen. Sorry, let me move it, bring it over. So you can see here, this is telling you that these are the ones that are still unconfirmed. Then you have your recurring campaigns. These are going to be ones that, again, go out automatically. So like happy birthday, right? This will go out on the day of the patient's birthday, and it'll just land in their email, letting them know that we're wishing them a happy birthday. Nobody has to remember to send this. It automatically goes out. Marketing campaigns. This is one that you probably would do at the end of the year, and you can see my delivery date is not until October, but I don't have to think about it. I set it, I forget it. Come October, it will automatically go out. And this campaign is targeted to all of my PPO patients that have at least $300 remaining, that have these restorative codes in their treatment plan. Every parent will receive this email asking them to schedule an appointment for any restorative work because their benefits are expiring soon. And again, it's already set to go out in October. I don't have to think about it. And you can do this for, like, if you do, I don't know when football season starts, but so we used to run a mouth guard special sometimes before school started or before the season started. There's different campaigns you can run. If there's some that you normally do, you would create those here. And again, you can set it, forget it, and create your template and your mailing list, and it will go out automatically. Your
And
ad
Ashley,
hoc
how do you change that?
change what?
Katie, you can jump on. We had
Oh,
ours going
sorry.
out.
How do we change it? We had ours going out to everyone, and we just want, when you go to your here, you would change your insurance plan type. So you would go to your mailing list or your template. Let me see, my benefits expiring. Go to my mailing list. So depending on your mailing list that you're pulling, you can see here where it says exclude patient type, age range. You can, for that particular one, change the insurance plan types because it's all customizable.
Yeah, that was my fault. We sent this one out, but I I included everybody, including Medicaid patients. And then Jamie's like, some moron sent this thing out, and it's got like every patient on here, and we're getting all these phone calls and stuff.
Your ad hoc announcements, these are going to be the ones that have to be done on the fly. So again, office closed due to weather. I'm in Southern California, so I don't get this, me particularly, but I know it happens a lot. So again, if you have access to Denticon outside of normal business hours, and yesterday was Sunday, if I knew today we were going to be closed, I would have been able to send this campaign out last night to let my patients know that, hey, the office is going to be closed tomorrow due to weather. Or if you have a doctor or a hygienist that calls out sick and you need to close that column down or that schedule down, you can target a specific doctor or provider schedule as well. It doesn't have to be the entire office. Your templates are built in. There's like 24, I would say, and then you can add your own or customize what we already have. There is one change that I've seen in the last few months, and that is now you have the ability to use AI. So here, if I go to Smart Text, you can make the text more friendly. Same thing with the images. If you want to generate your own image, you can use AI. So that feature, I think it's been out for a few months, but it's a cool enhancement that you now have the AI built in. Any questions here? Sounds like you guys are using some of this. So I'll go ahead and close
Yeah,
out of
we
here.
had another training previously on this. For the most part, at least I understand it somewhat.
I'm going to go over the internal and external referrals inside of Denticon. Let me see whose clinical chart. That's not who I want. And then let me show you the AI really quick. So, and I'm sorry, this is not a pedo patient, but it's the one I have with the images. And this is going to be the Pearl AI, not Overjet. I can show you Overjet if you would like to see it, but this is going to be the Pearl. And if you need all of the list of pathologies that they're FDA approved for, I think Johnny can get those for you. You probably don't do a lot of calculus or perio charting, but you can see decay. And then if you wanted to show tooth parts on here, you can. So the tooth parts are going to be here, and you can toggle any of these on or off. So if we don't want to talk about caries or calculus or perio, then you can just emphasize the decay on each image. And then of course your panos are here. And then if you guys are doing any 3D, that is also here.
So Ashley, we have a Plan Mecca that uses Romexis. Can that integrate in this?
Plan Mecca is one that integrates, but I think, Johnny, it depends on the model, correct?
Yeah, let me know if you can. You can always email me if you know it off the top of your head. I'll write it down and confirm. Yes, it should be able to. And then you wouldn't, this would take over for Romexis.
Okay, so how do we, because this would be huge for us. How do we get this added?
I'll do that in my follow-up with Corey. And then I think Asim's been reaching out to the team. Since you guys are a current client, there is a team that reaches out for new sales to current clients. So I can loop in Asim as well to turn on the 3D.
Okay. Yeah, we'd be interested in this because we have
laugh
oral
at my
surgeon that has to look at
pano.
this stuff.
How many offices have the Plan Mecca?
Just one.
Okay.
And we occasionally take a 3D image. It's for wisdom teeth. It's not that often, but when we take one, he needs to be able to look at it, and we have to like send him the file. It's kind of a pain in the butt right now how we're doing it.
Yeah, and what you can do I mean, because it's going to be an extra fee for the 3D, and I'll confirm that how much. You can export in once you're on, if you got XV Web, you can export it from Remexis into XV Web in the patient's chart. So you could do that, but you'd have to have
Just export the DICOM file.
yes, but then you wouldn't be able to do what Ashley's doing. So you could just buy it in that one office, and then I'll just have to confirm which office would the clinician be in. Are they in another office?
They're in another office, so they would be viewing it from another office, but they would be remoting in or logging into our Denticon account.
All right. Yeah, I'll look into confirm all that up.
Sorry, I was trying
And
to
again,
extract
it's just for wisdom teeth.
Didn't go
like
very well.
one out of 20 patients or something like that, and we're doing we're seeing 6 to 8 patients a month for wisdom teeth, where so it's maybe one every other month has to be viewed. Or has
Okay.
to have a 3D.
Perfect.
It's not that often, but it's just annoying when we do have them.
Yeah,
how he has to look
the
at them.
workarounds to get them that image. Yep, totally get that.
Yeah.
Any other questions on imaging? AI?
Why? Question on the imaging in the toolbar. Why is there imaging 1, 2, and 3 or something like that? I can't remember how it's listed.
I only have one, and I don't know the specifics. So under your, I think it's under office setup.
Yeah,
And
you can
then
have 3 integrations.
You can have
so-
up to 3. So I think
Oh, so
one
they're
would
just different integrations.
correct.
Okay.
So some will have like Dolphin for ortho, since we don't have Ceph tracing. So yes, you can have up to 3 used there.
Oh, okay.
The treatment plan. Okay, so if something is treatment planned, whether you do it on the restorative chart or here, depending on, I always say usually back office will treatment plan here, front desk treatment plans here. But anytime something is treatment planned, so even if I do a consultation for ortho and I want to send it to my sister location, I can click on this refer to button, and I can do it either an internal referral or an external referral. So am I referring within my organization, or do I have to unfortunately refer this patient out? And then I'm going to choose my specialty. So let me find ortho. And then these are all of my ortho offices in my group within a 25-mile radius. And I can change that depending on how far the patient's willing to drive, or what's more convenient for them. And then I can refer directly to that office. So if I choose this office, it's going to bring me here to my internal referral. You can have custom internal referral forms. You don't, again, have to attach any images if you don't want to, but you can, because again, it's one chart, right? So they're going to open this patient's chart and see everything as well. But here's where it comes into permissions. So if I don't have access to that other office, then I would just have to send the referral over, and I'll show you where that notification would be. If I did have access to schedule in that other location, I would send the referral and schedule the appointment. Either way. And then this is where I would get that notification. So right here where it says click here to check referral management, this is everything internal that has come to me. So maybe Johnny works at another office and he sent me a patient, but he also already scheduled that patient. This particular patient that was sent to me by Smile Haven has not yet been scheduled, so I can reach out to the patient to get them booked. This is anything I've sent out to my sister locations. Nobody's booked. I can see that. And then the same concept applies for if you have a GP practice that wants to refer all of their pedo patients to you, they can do that with our referral portal, and we can go over that if you would like. But everything externally incoming is going to sit here. So if I'm a GP and I have a 6-year-old kid that has a bunch of stuff that needs to be done, I want to refer them to you guys. I can go to your website, click on the referral, enter my patient's information, and they're going to end up here. I can attach x-rays if I choose to, and then you can take a look at the images and say, okay, yeah, I can treat that patient. Then we can go ahead and accept the treatment or accept the patient, and then I can turn them into an active patient within Denticon. So you can see right in here, Amanda and Ash are not actual patients of record yet, where EndoTest is because they have a patient ID. And I can show you our referral portal. So again, this is my office's website. Here's that referral button that my referring providers can click on to refer to me. Let me get my password and I'll fill this out. So now
actually,
this.
while you're filling that out,
Mhm.
sorry, we can take that link and embed it in our website, or we can take that link and put it like in a QR code or something like that they can
Correct.
scan from the referring office, and it'll take them directly to this page.
Correct.
Well, to that first page that you were on.
Yes, it'll actually bring them to here because it's a special URL. So then obviously I have everything under the sun here, but you would just have pediatrics. And then I don't have that set up. So I'll show you what I do have set up, which is endo. And then you can list different offices. You can list different specialists, and you can list different referrals. So you can customize this. And then the office is going to say, you know, maybe it's a quad I want you to look at. I'm not sure which tooth it is. And then please eval and treat us. And then I can choose an x-ray, and then I'll go ahead and hit continue. And then this is where I'm going to give you my patient's information. And then I'll hit continue, and then it'll get sent directly into Denticon. And that's where you're going to get that notification right here of a new external incoming referral. And then there is a portal that the two of you can talk to back and forth, basically. So you can send them that, you know, thank you for referring your patient, blah, blah, blah. This is, you know, unless you're going to keep the patient or whatever the case may be, but you'll be able to send stuff back and forth through the portal that they have access to as well, even though they don't have Denticon.
So do they have to set up an account on this?
So what they do is, yeah, so right here, they would have their own referral, and I can show you what that looks like. Give me 1 second. I have to.
Basically,
for
just
them
going to
to
create a
send
secure
us-
portal. They don't need to use Denticon.
Okay, but for them to send us the referral in the first place, do they have to have this account?
No. They have to
So
be set up to be able to do it here. So see here where it says don't have an e-referral ID, they can sign up. It's actually pretty simple. They just need an email address, doctor's first and last name, practice name, address, and phone number.
But then they don't have to log back in, or they do?
No, not to refer. Only if they want to talk back and forth to you.
Okay, yeah, I just want it to be, because it's going to deter people if they have to log in every time, because they're not going to remember to log in
Only
and all that kind of stuff.
only if they want to see this communication, yeah. But if you're keeping the patient, you more than likely wouldn't be going back and forth.
Yeah,
This is more
I
like
don't know that we would use this as
endo,
much.
perio,
The referral
yeah.
portion we definitely would use.
Yeah. So it's actually super simple for your referring providers to sign up.
Do they
And
do
then
they
they
have
get
to
in.
sign up?
Sorry?
Do they have to sign up?
They are required to sign up, yes.
They can keep
So they
referring
sign up
how
the
they
first
do
time.
now.
Yeah. No, but this is I'm very interested in this stuff because obviously everybody wants simple.
Yep.
And if they could just fill this thing out and then send it and it's done, that's easier than having to fill it out and then wonder if the patient actually went in and got treated and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Agree. And then there's a nice way to you track. I called and left a message for John. I sent an email to John. So when they call and ask you, you can be like, oh yeah, we've tried 4 times. So
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Overall dashboard.
Cool.
Are you guys using the online registration? Like the online forms?
Like the online patient forms, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, we send them.
So one
patient.
thing did change, which I will show you. Oh, I should say, this is now customizable, the verbiage here. And then let me enter. This page now changed on the insurance tab. Now they have an option to upload. So we took away the secondary insurance and we added the option for them to upload their insurance card. And then this will appear in Denticon. So we have two now. We have online patient registrations of existing patients and then new. So your new patients are going to be here and you can see if they've completed their registration right here. So that's a new change. We will talk about the two-way texting. Look right here.
And then Ash, we do have 15 minutes left, so we'll make sure
To go
we
over
get to
DPA. Yeah,
Yes.
got it. This is going to be your two-way texting. And then again, here's where you can add the consent form. So again, up to 10 at a time. And then if the little dollar bill is going to be a link to make a payment. So those two are there. And then I'm actually going to switch accounts.
Oh, did we do the interactive page?
Oh, Cloud9. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, that was my fault. Let me log back in. So there's going to be on the patient overview screen a link to launch Cloud9. So I'm not logged in, so it's going to ask me to log in.
And this is just phase one of this integration. We're going to continue to expand upon it.
You can see here it automatically brings in the patient's demographics and is going to allow me to save this patient if I want to in Cloud9. And then the reverse also happens. If you're working in Cloud9 and you want to add them to Denticon, you would do it the reverse way. So it's basically just clicking a button. Let me see if I have somebody in here. So right here, you can see open in Denticon. This patient is already connected between Denticon and Cloud9. So again, you'll click that button right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me log out of this and into my DPA. So here's those release notes that will automatically pop up. And then I'm just clicking here not to show me again because I've already read it. And then I will click right here on Denticon Practice Analytics. Again, it's on my toolbar, but you also have the ability to launch it right from here. And what you see here is going to be dependent on what you have access to. So if you have access to more than one location, then you'll see that. If you have access to only one location, you'll only see that one office. And then again, you can see as I click through here, the numbers will change depending on if I'm looking at the whole or individual locations, and then drill down to the provider level as well. So a few changes on the morning huddle from what used to be is now we have utilization. So basically that's telling me how full my schedule is for this particular provider. So it looks like this provider could probably benefit from adding a doctor day or two, where this provider, let me see. All of these guys are kind of full. This provider is only at 77%. And then again, I can look at the whole, where the whole group were only at 64%. So depending on what you want to look at, you can either drill down to the location, the provider. We added one more tab here. So we've always had previous days performance. One new enhancement is anybody who does not reappoint, instead of giving you just a percentage, we're actually listing out the patients that do not have follow-up appointments. And then the last tab we just added was previous month's performance. So you can see how last month ended. And then our production analysis is a new dashboard. And this is going to be, when it says here, production by procedure category drill to the ADA code, this is going to be dependent on what you actually charge out in Denticon. So if you're, obviously your pedo, you're not doing, I don't think you're doing implants, you wouldn't see that here. You would only see the categories of the procedures that you actually input into Denticon. Top insurance carriers by net production, you can click in here and see an actual dollar amount. You can click here and it'll give you a list, patient count, gross production, adjustments, net production. Doctor or hygiene. And then again, drill down here to specific location and you'll see things start to change. Then you have scheduled production and what they have scheduled over the next 7 days. It'll break it down to average scheduled per visit, per hour, and then what the schedule utilization is. Collections. So here you, again, drill down to the ADA code. Again, it's going to be dependent on what you actually charge out. Top insurance carriers by payment versus adjustments. Drill down here. Outstanding AR. The one thing I really like here is you can click on this arrow and it's going to show me the aging detail by responsible party. Everybody that's in that report and where they fall in our bucket. Average days that claims are outstanding. Sorry, right here, this is your total number of outstanding claims. And whether it's primary, secondary, all of that's going to be there. And then let's go to provider breakdown. So you have your top 15 providers, and then you can toggle between your bottom 15 providers. Nobody wants to be there. And then here's your, again, scheduled versus actual production. Down here, again, drill down capabilities. Case acceptance. It even gives you case acceptance on a provider level. Treatment plan analysis. Diagnosed, completed, scheduled, accepted. Average production per visit, case acceptance rate, unscheduled patients with unaccepted treatment plans, unscheduled patients with accepted treatment plans. And then your referrals are going to be here as well. And you can see the information will change based on what we're looking at, an office or an individual provider. And then our last one is our front office one. So net production versus goal, net collections, provider utilization. And if you have any questions, you can click on the I and it'll tell you how we gather that data. Percentage of booked scheduled time intervals versus total available time. If utilization is low, we would run a recall report and treatment plan. So it's kind of guiding you on how to get that number up. Utilization by provider, outstanding AR. You have new patients, recare, hygiene, unscheduled patients, unscheduled treatment, and then you can click here. Again, it's going to give you that list with a pre-auth. Opportunities, patients with unconfirmed appointments, no-show appointments. That's going to be here. And it'll tell you what they were scheduled for, what operatory, and what the production was that we missed because they missed their appointment. And then what our percentage of pre-authorizations are, and then appointments by doctor versus hygiene. Any questions?
And so it looks like you can go like the no-show appointments. You can click the arrow and it'll show you who those patients are. Can you click on their name, or is it just a list?
It's just a list currently.
But then you can kind of like,
yeah, I can
maybe
move
just print
this
that list out or
down
something
and
and
then
then
type it. Yeah, or you could print absolutely. Any of these are printable or exportable.
so then we could call all those patients to try to schedule them.
Correct.
This is the Denticon practice analytics. It's a separate thing that replaced the patient engagement thing or whatever it was called. I can't remember what that was called.
Dentalytics, I think it was called.
Yeah, Dentalytics Enterprise.
Dentalytics, yeah.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
the one thing, obviously, I mean, this looks a ton better, more user-friendly. The one thing that you do lose is the ability for, customization. But it is early adopting, so, everything may not be completely in stone, but I know they've been working on these for probably a year and a half. But if you need something custom, that would be outside of this, and you'd have to do that on your own.
Yeah.
But
All right.
do you like the look of that over the old Dentalytics?
Yeah. No, I mean, this is yeah, it's 1,000 times better. The old one, I couldn't,
Yeah.
like I said, we couldn't navigate at all. It was just us asking Xavier if he could help us create a report, and then some of the times the reports weren't accurate, and we couldn't figure out why. He didn't know why. And a lot of this, it looks like it's just based on like case acceptance. It's based on us changing it from unaccepted to accepted when they are when we're presenting the treatment plan, and then it should populate that on these reports, right? So we should be able to go through and track this throughout the month and see where everybody's at, and then it looks like we can change the date range to any range that we want.
Yes, I believe so. Correct, Ashley?
This particular one is going to be month to date, yesterday, or year to date.
Is there a way to get
Is
it
that-
and then change the date?
I think if you export, no, I don't think we can, Johnny. We'd have to ask
No.
Paul, but I think it's static.
For the front office report. Okay, I'll put that down as a to-do.
I'd say for any of those reports, because if you could run it for the last 6 months, the last month, the last year, whatever, I mean, there's different reports or different values that you'd want to see based on what you're looking at or what you're looking for.
That's the front office.
So Ashley, some of those other ones you can modify the date range.
They're all different, actually. It kind of depends on, like this one, I don't think there's a date range. Let me go here. Some of them are only next 7 days, month to date. Let me see. Yeah, so like this production is yesterday or month to date.
Yeah, I mean, for the initial assessment, that would be good. But if there was a way to modify and select any date range that you wanted to look at, that would be beneficial.
Yeah, let me add that in there.
For a quick overview, obviously, like month to date is typically what you're looking at, but
Broader date range options.
yeah, just customizable date range, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a good thing for me to look into too. I mean, how much now that it's getting out there, and we've got more and more, we've rolled them out, clients are using them. How much change can we truly do based on feedback that's coming back to us? So I'll try to confirm that for us as well.
So one of the downsides with Denticon is the API integration with third parties. What why is it not? Because obviously other people can come up with pretty amazing software. Like you guys were looking at Pearl and what's it called?
Vidya and
The
Overjet.
Overjet, yeah. So those are looks like they're going to be integrated with this now. Why is it so difficult to integrate third-party API?
Currently, the API, Ashley, can you text Carlos, let him know I'll be a few minutes late?
Yes.
Currently the API has been built for 20 years ago. And it was really built just for patient communications. Those were the data endpoints that we have. So about probably 9 months ago, we did stand up in Glasgow, Scotland. They are Denticon Planet DDS employees. It is not offshored. So we have a manager over there, and we have like 12 staff over there right now. Their first job was to build Denticon API 2.0 with a ton more endpoints, and probably all the endpoints. Gives us flexibility on what to for write back and things like that. Because exactly to your point, we want to be able to be an open platform. We try to put as many bells and whistles under the Denticon umbrella as possibly, but we know we're not always going to be the best. Every time you go to a trade show, there's something new that's popped up, something new with AI. So that is supposed to be going into beta beginning of next quarter, and we'll have that new API up and running at the end of Q2, early Q3, and we're in discussions with different partners. Do you have any partners out of the box that you can tell me right now, and I can confirm if we're already in discussions with them?
Not off the top of my head, but there have been several times where I thought, oh, that would be a nice integration, and then I say, do you guys work like Mango Voice, for example? Having our phone system to be able to integrate with the software would be amazing. Somebody calls in, it pulls their information up on the computer type of a thing based on their phone number. Integrations like that would be very beneficial. But yeah, I mean, I think that'll be a game changer for Denticon if that integration can happen.
Yeah, I know we're in discussion with Mango Voice. One of their guys reached out to us, and we white label Mango for our legwork product. And then legwork, we've been retooling it the last year and a half or so. We're getting ready to roll that out as let me see if I have any slides for it.
Well, yeah, it's okay. I just that was a big drawback for me, is that the integration with, because I've talked to several different companies over the last couple of years, and they would say, yeah, we integrate with this, we're integrating with that, and then I would say, what about Denticon? And almost every one of them said, no, we don't have an integration with Denticon.
Yeah, with certain things like that, keep a list of them, make a list, and then let me know. And then that's something I can let you know, because we have a manager of strategic partnerships. So every time somebody at a trade show comes up to our booth, or me, and hey, Johnny, Peak Dental, DCA wants to use our product, then I refer them to Amy. Amy does the connection, talks about, brings in our dev team if needed, and so they can go through the integration. So she's got a list of people that we are in talks with, and we're all just waiting for the API 2.0 to come out.
Okay, it's probably all the same people I'm thinking of. So
yep. So yeah, a lot of exciting, but this right here coming up is going to be a really good integration that's going to have all the marketing from the legwork side of things, where they do your website design. They can help you with the blogs, do the blogs, but now you're going to be able to do all the UTM tracking. So I know this is kind of small. Let me see if I can zoom in here. But what we're going to be working on is to be able to come in here so you can say, okay, we ran a Facebook ad and we've got diagnosed numbers, accepted, treatment plan completed. So all based on different ads. And then you can come over here and say, okay, from Facebook, diagnosed, accepted. So now you can start saying, okay, completed treatment from Facebook, 215,000. Let's make sure we're running those ads. Let's beef them up. So a lot of this is going to be coming down the pike in the next couple quarters.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we are fully minded of future integrations. That's where this API is going to come in. If it's something we can design, so we'll design it, put it in Denticon. If it's something like Pearl, hey, that's too tough and we can't buy them, we're going to partner with them. If it's something we can buy, we're going to buy them. So we've got our strategy, but the API is going to be great for everybody.
Okay, awesome. But last question. I know
sure.
all of us got to go. It's definitely not as user friendly as other platforms like Dentrix Ascend, Curve, other more kind of cloud based PMS, and then also using it on your phone. There's not really like if I open Denticon on my phone, you can't even see the whole screen. Like it's not mobile friendly. Is there any way to make that more mobile friendly? Are you guys working on that? Is it that one of the complaints that we got, a big complaint we got from our team when we switched over from Dentrix Ascend was it's a lot more like clicking, and you have to click on here, then click on here, then click on here to get to whatever you're looking for. Just not as user friendly as like Dentrix Ascend was.
Okay, no, good feedback. And some of the parts, if it's treatment planning and things like that, we do have a look to refresh. That's a high on our topic too, is to get rid of some of the clickiness and also redo the treatment planning. That's what a lot of people I think like about Curve. So it just depends on the aspects of where it is too clicky. So if you can, highlight that for me and try to drill down with some of the team, hey, what is too clicky? And then we can come back in and say, yep, we totally get it. We understand it. We're going to be working on that. Or, hey, that's something that's not even a twinkle in our eye. For the Denticon on the mobile app, you can go in through your browser. We did do a mobile app. How long ago was that, Ashley?
I actually still have it on my phone and I can still pull it up. It is not pretty, but it's actually super simple to see my schedule, get patients' information. It's a little
really
clear.
What was that?
Yeah, I had a call a patient on Saturday and I pulled it up on my phone and I couldn't even see the whole screen. Like I couldn't see all their information because it was the normal website and it wouldn't let me scroll over or anything like that.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
app would have given you that information.
Yeah, I'll see if we still even have access to that. I know Ashley can get into it, but if there's still
It's
the
just
launch
not
for it,
updated.
yeah, we haven't
It's
kept
super
the money
old.
on it. I do have for your users that are Android users. I know, I'm an Apple, but I do have a client. We were just laughing about it. She was at the Orbit and she has the Android phone and it's a, MS based, Microsoft based. So she zips around Denticon, runs reports. It's pretty amazing. I was just telling somebody about that the other day. But it's just Apple. So we'll have to confirm on it right now. Nothing that I can tell you with any certainty of when that's going to be done. So I'll find out where that is as far as being a twinkle on our eye. Is that a deal breaker for you guys moving forward?
I think more than anything, it would just, like Ashley was saying, if we just had it where it had the patient's information, it doesn't have to be like you're scheduling appointments or whatever, but if we can pull up a patient's records and
I just sent a screenshot in the chat if that helps. And then I'll send this one as well so you can kind of see.
Even something as easy as that, you can look at the schedule, you can pull up a patient's information. So a doctor's not in the office, but they need to access something, they can pull it up, they can look at their radiographs. Just very simple, high level, not getting into a lot of detail. That would be awesome, having that accessibility on a mobile device.
Yeah, and I'll go check. I haven't looked up in a while, but I'll go check in the Apple store to see what we got.
I mean, I'm an iPhone and this app has not been updated, but I can still access it.
Nice. I'll have to see if we can still if somebody new can still download it.
Yeah. But those are the two screenshots. And you do have an option to look at images. That patient just doesn't have images, but.
Yeah, and I'll get an update for us on where that may be. But for anybody that's on Android, have them log in through their Android phone to Denticon. Anything else for the team today? And then we'll reconvene, Dr. Flake, later this week on next steps.
I don't think so. This was very insightful, and I think very beneficial just for the features that we have access to now that we aren't using, and then all the stuff coming on the
Perfect.
pipeline. It makes me more excited about Denticon and sticking with it. So,
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean I joined here, I was number 34. We are now up to pushing probably 390, with about 250 of them being in dev, engineering, and product. So we are full steam ahead with continuing to listen to our clients and learn and continue to be the leader in the DSO and emerging DSO space. So glad you liked it. And I'll reach out to Corey, who's your customer service manager, and give her a little bit of a run view. And then she can reach out and schedule any time to help the team with Smart Assist, custom toolbar, learning management module. And then I'll reach out to Asim about the 3D.
okay, awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you all.
Can
Have
we
a
get
good
information
rest of the
about
week.
Bye-bye.
information about the practice, the analytics thing? What's it called? I already forgot again.
Denticon Practice Analytics. I'll bring that up
Yes.
to Corey as well.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks so much. Take care. Have a good week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.